People often ask us, what does our day look like traveling abroad? So today we're going to share with you what we do day to day. And guys, it's not about sightseeing all the time. It's real life and how we live our life in another country. Hi, we are Sean and Tina. We retired early, sold almost everything, and now traveling the world full time. We will show you how you can live abroad comfortably on $2,500 a month with real budgets, tips, and destinations that can make retirement affordable and exciting. So, hit that subscribe button and see how you can retire sooner, travel longer, and live more.
So my day usually starts a little bit before Tina. I normally wake up around 6 or 6:15, and I use that time before she wakes up to read. I'm a big fan of reading, so I have a Kindle that I take with me everywhere we go, and I use that time as my time to read. All right, so let's start where each of our day begins, and that's at the gym. So typically, we get up in the morning, and we try to make it to the gym around 8 a.m. Even if we're in an Airbnb, we're going to find a gym local, and we'll try to get there to get started. Typically, we're going to work out for about an hour and a half, so that's probably 8 to about 9:30. And I think we try to do that Monday through Friday. Now, we will try to change it up on Saturday. Typically, we'll try to do like a 3-mile walk on Saturday. So the first part of our day is going to be spent basically looking out for our health, and that's going to be working out.
So next we will have anywhere from 9:30 to 10:30, and sometimes it could be a little bit later, but we tend to do our breakfast around that time. And if we're in a hotel, sometimes we will take advantage of the hotel breakfast, and that's based on our status, which will usually come with free breakfast. So we'll get breakfast there. Or if we are in an Airbnb, we will fix our breakfast, and usually that will include oatmeal, fruit,
Yogurt.
a boiled egg. And on some days after we leave the gym, I'm a coffee drinker, so I'll stop by the coffee shop and get me a cup of coffee, which I enjoy having, and also visiting with the ladies in the coffee shop.
So once we finish our workout and then finish up breakfast, we kind of get to probably the meat of our day. That's typically going to be around 10:30. And that could include some work, maybe some personal business. And like, for example, work, that would include, obviously we have a YouTube channel. So we may be working on our channel. That could include shooting videos, editing videos, looking at, what our next videos are going to be and how we're going to, put that content together. So that takes up some time for us, after we have breakfast.
Yeah, and also answering comments from our viewers.
Oh, yeah.
We enjoy doing that and enjoy hearing from you all.
Right. And then once we finish that up, we'll typically do some other things like maybe we need to run out and get groceries. Sometimes that's something that we need to do since we do try to have breakfast and some snacks in the room. So that may require us to run out and do groceries. And maybe some other errands. For example, sometimes we may need cash, so we may have to run to the ATM to get, the local currency that we need for the location that we're staying in. So that 10:30 to about 2 o'clock, those hours can just vary, and depending on what we need to do for that day, and then how we're going to fit that in, for the rest of the day.
So we also take out the time to do some travel planning, and that kind of helps us to get ahead on where our next location will be.
Right.
Also, local attractions or sightseeing. If we're going out to the grocery store, like Sean said, sometimes we'll take a detour, or there's just some things to see on the way to the grocery store.
Right. And I was going to say also, we may be looking at where we want to eat dinner that night.
Yeah.
A lot of times I go on Google Maps and look up, the restaurants in the local area. And we'll use that time to kind of research, depending on what we want to have for that night.
Yeah, and also try to locate the restaurant before
yeah.
dinner.
Yeah, because that's pretty critical to know where we're going to eat.
Yes. Also, let's see, I think we have health care, if we need to.
Yes, for example, I think we have a video, maybe you've seen it, where Tina had to get her eyeglasses.
Oh, yeah.
She had to get prescription glasses, and we also had a trip to the dentist. So, that may be something that we try to squeeze into that time as well. So it would be typically what you would be doing at home. Any type of errands you need to run, any type of personal business you need to take care of. It's no different if you're retired at home versus retired and traveling abroad. Just we're doing it in a different country.
And we're doing it without being in a 9-to-5 job.
Facts. So next, typically around 2 o'clock is kind of where we try to break for lunch. We'll stop our work, and if we're running errands, we try to be back by around 2 p.m. And then we'll have a light lunch.
Yeah, and if we're in a hotel that we have lounge access, we'll usually take the opportunity to do tea time. Or if we are in an Airbnb, we will fix our lunch, and usually that consists of fruit, cheese, and crackers. And we take that break to go out, if we have a balcony, to just sit out and get some fresh air and just kind of, plan the rest of our day, or, just sit and do some small talk.
Yep.
So from about 3 o'clock to 4:30, and that can take a little bit.
Yeah.
We tend to, once again, do a little work when we can. If we need to run out like we did earlier, do a little bit more shopping. Grocery shopping is actually what we're talking about, because we don't really need to be buying anything. We don't have any room to put anything else in our suitcase. But also we take this time to do maybe some personal banking, because even though we're out of the country, we still have access to our financials online. Of course, we can't make phone calls depending on the time difference,
right.
But we do take advantage of that. Let's see. Also, we check up again on our YouTube channel just to make sure we don't have any more comments that we need to respond back to. So yeah, we just kind of follow up again, just making sure we're staying on top of things, even though we're not at work.
Right. I guess technically that is our job, as retirees, is keeping up with our personal business for the most part.
Yeah, and we actually enjoy it a whole lot.
Yeah. So our quote unquote work day typically ends at about 4:30 p.m. Because we like to try to eat dinner between 5 and 6 p.m. So we'll wrap everything up around 4:30. By then, we will have decided, what we want to eat for dinner that night. So we'll head out to the restaurant that we chose and grab some dinner. This is also could be a time where we do some of our socializing. In the past, we've had meetups with some of our fellow travelers and met them for dinner. So this would be the time that we would do that as well.
Yeah, and we'll put a few pictures up so you all can check that out. We really love to meet with them and just conversate. And it actually make you feel like you're still at home with family and friends.
Right.
We also explore the city while we're out. Sometimes we'll go down a different street and realize, oh, we hadn't been down here before. So that's the one thing about getting somewhere where it's walkable. You can always get out and walk, and we enjoy that a lot.
Yeah, on numerous occasions, that's where we've found some of our best restaurants. We've just stumbled up on them while we're walking around exploring the city. So we like to take advantage of that. And typically, it's going to be cooler at that time of the day. So, you know, we don't have anything but time on our hands, so it works out great. So once we wrap up dinner and any, you know, socializing that we're going to do that evening, we typically try to make it back to our Airbnb between 7 and 8 o'clock. That normally works out perfect for us. And once we get back there, we're normally going to start doing our TV watching. We're going to stream some of our shows that we follow at home. You know, we have streaming services through our Fire Stick, Paramount, and Peacock, and that allows us to watch some of our favorite shows. For example, Law and Order. We're huge Law and Order fans, so we love to watch that. And that what that does for us is, you know, that makes us feel like we're at home, you know, because once we're back in our Airbnb, you know, we're comfortable now. We've had dinner. You know, we turn on the TV. We can watch, you know, 1 or 2 episodes of our favorite shows. We also do some YouTube. Obviously, we watch a lot of YouTube because we're full-time travelers, and there are several channels that we follow for travel, and we watch YouTube. We have a community that we're a part of called Grounded Life that we follow, and we have some friends that have channels, so we like to try to watch their videos as well.
Yes, and Grounded Life Community. So that is a community that we are a part of, and that is actually how we got started with our YouTube channel.
Right.
So if you are curious about how we did that, I will make sure I put the link in the description. So there's a YouTube After 40, and then there is our
Retirement travel
community. So I'll make sure that I post that in the description as well, so you all can check that out.
So at 10 o'clock, it's basically lights out, and we start all over again the next day.
We've been traveling for the last 4 months, and we are so excited to say that we will be headed home soon. And we will be home for about 8 weeks to take care of some personal business and to spend time with family and friends. Also, we hope you'll stay tuned with us during this time so you can find out where we will be headed next, come next year in January. So that's a typical day for us. Not flashy, just real life abroad. That's what slow travel is. Living life just in another country.
So would you enjoy a lifestyle like this? What would your ideal slow travel day look like? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos on how to make early retirement and slow travel possible.
And guys, it costs nothing to subscribe. And also hit that like button if you want to continue to get more information about our travels.
Thanks for watching.